right, everyone. The market had a solid session on Thursday as we start to head into the weekend. The Nasdaq was up 0.54% with the Russell 2000 up 0.30%. Helping to lead the way with the S&P 500 up 0.54%, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average decided to go ahead and climb aboard with the rally up 0.39%. So overall, a great day. If you look below in the volume, though, from the Dow Jones to the S&P 500, Russell 2000, not going to be able to see it here, to the Nasdaq, it was lower than the day before. Not a whole lot of conviction by the funds here, but still the market's not even close to being overbought yet on the Russell 2000. If you look at the MACD and TSV, you can see we still have a long way to go. Same with the Russell 2000 and same with the S&P 500. So there's nothing to be too concerned about here yet. I know everybody doesn't like the low volume. Hell, I hate it. You want to know why I hate it? Because I can't be as full of conviction that my longs are going to work, but I better be convinced somehow that my longs are going to work, because after my orders tonight, I'm fully invested. So I'm 100% long. Nothing else I can do. I can only take the small amount of capital left and day trade and hopefully get, filled on something like live, which I now have borrows on, but it's too late as it's starting to break down now below this support level down to 451. It broke down in the final hour. Unfortunately, I was not here, so I missed that damn candle. So it's very unfortunate that right here is where it starts breaking down. And once it breaks that level, I mean, that's it. So good luck to all those that were able to get short this pump. I didn't think it ran enough. We can look at it going back 1 week, 5-minute bars since that pump came out. I thought it would have more to run. I kind of thought this consolidation here was going to lead to a breakout higher, so it's going to move without me. I got shares reserved, but it's too late now. I heard SureTrader shares got called in, but that was the best play so far day trading wise, and I guess that's what I have to focus my money on tomorrow if things work out. But for me, we do have the end of day signals. I got quite a few. First off, I'm going to go through the ones I'm not taking. Hero off the lows. Very nice signal, speculative signal in an oil stock. Looks extremely tight, like it wants to just blast off the bottom there. Then you got stocks like REI starting to break out, along with stocks like Rex that have already broken out. Just a lot of positive action in certain random stocks and random sectors that aren't really leading. MGNX, beautiful move today. EIGI, another beautiful move. The volume surge and breakouts in these IPOs just gives me more confidence that the tape has further upside, because these are, random groups. And then Watt, which is a day trader favorite, way too freaking thin for me to even think about playing it that kind of way. They've had a lot of positive news, and there should be more positive news coming out. I guess they have conferences that they're doing or whatever. I really don't care. This is just a chart pattern to watch as it looks nice. Stocks like GSAT gave nice pocket pivot point signals today, but that base isn't long enough, and that uptrend is too long, and that 200-day moving average too far away to be considered. Sort of like ANIC, except for ANIC's way better, higher quality. Still, the close today, that killed it for me. It would have needed to have closed near that 49 level to have been a long. A 48.15 just isn't going to do it. Needs a longer base too, really, with the pop in volume structure that I see. But still, there were just a lot of signals out there that could be taken. ALGN, BIIB. There's just a lot of stocks moving over there. So before I go to the ones that I actually picked, let's go ahead and go through my sells. I got a partial sell in BIP. We went long here. Stock looked like it definitely wanted to move higher. Very nice long-term chart. Sadly, after the initial gains, it has managed to somehow reverse heavily the past 2 days in a very ugly fashion. Seems to be a shakeout move with the lower volume, but shakeout or not, in this kind of tape, if you got poor relative strength, I want to get rid of you, and that's pretty ugly. BIP is technically holding above my final cut loss level of 40.03. Therefore, it's going to be a 75% sell, not 100%. I'll give it a chance here, especially with the 50-day moving average right there, to try to do something for me, considering it's a utility stock. I love how this one doesn't work, yet the one that I passed on while I was in Oahu, that I put in the long in my brokerage account before I updated the website, and then I was like 2 hours later, whenever I went back home to update the site, was like, you know what, screw it, not going long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later, 20% gain loss. Also, remember Peggy, the one that I wanted to buy right here following that huge day? Whoops, another 8% loss. But you know what? That seems to be my luck. So BIP, 75% sell. Also, two new recent longs have to be purged. Michael Kors beat earnings last night. That seemed like an excellent reversal of the sell of 527, especially with the pocket pivot point signal. Obviously, after dissecting the numbers, somebody doesn't like what they see. That is quite an ugly reversal, and with the close below the 50-day moving average, I don't need to wait for a close below 91.80 to know that I don't like this action. So Kors is an immediate failure, and I'm going to cut my losses immediately. Fingers crossed for a good gap up open, like I got on the partial sell of EONC this morning at 370, kind of helped my 394 fill. So not bad. However, sadly, the stock sold off on heavier volume, closing below 350. Since volume is heavier, the stock is not moving higher, and it does not have the same look like when it tried to break out in December, that tight trading and then the breakout here. See the tight trading and the drift higher breakout here, the drift higher here, the tight trading breakout drift higher here. Now notice what it does after March. A lot of those green bars are higher opens, lower closes following an attempt to move higher. Well, that's what we're seeing here. So the first down day, since it was lower volume, I can give it room to run. But since it's down, and like I said, it's too speculative a stock with too many variables that are unknown, we went ahead and pared back some of it. But with today's close below the open and the heavier volume, I don't care if it blasts 30% tomorrow. I need to be smart and protect capital. It has the look of a stock that doesn't want to move. This isn't necessarily a chart pattern that I personally think looks good anymore. So EONC is a full sell. Those two full sells will bring a little bit of cash available because we have a lot of longs tonight. PXD is a new long signal. 5% of my account is going to go into there. CL is a new long signal. 5% of my account was going to go into there. RHP, 5% of my account was going to go into that one. Sadly, if I do that, I will have no more money left to even put 5% into one of these. So what it looks like it's going to be done is it's going to be more like 4% probably of my account capital. I didn't do the math. I've already made the orders, but it looks like it's going to be about 4% goes into PXD. Probably about 2.5% goes into CL. It looks like 2% is going into RHP. And RAX looks to be about 1%. So RAX is also a new long. RAX is breaking above the most recent highs. I wanted to see it close above 36.12, and I wanted to get long. It's doing this. It is well liked by a member in our chat room. He really likes the stock. The accumulation is huge off the lows, and I understand what the company does. I understand this is a growth industry, so I'll give it a shot. MACD and TSV is extremely bullish. But it's kind of getting to overbought levels, so I'm not sure how much upside it has before it tries to consolidate again. Hopefully another tight sideways consolidation, then a blast off higher. But either way, I do want to get long some of this stock. But CL's a great long. Pocket pivot point buy signal, 50-day moving average. Crystal clear and cut. It's a New York Stock Exchange stock, consumer non-durables. It's a leading sector. PXD, clear and cut. It's an oil stock, leading sector, New York Stock Exchange, very clear. RHP, it's a REIT. New York Stock Exchange stock, leading sector, clear cut. RAX, it's a New York Stock Exchange stock with the excellent technical pattern. And I looked at the stocks in the industry group, and they all have a bullish tone to them. So while it's not necessarily a leading sector, it is in the short term very strong, relative strength-wise. So all of those are new longs. The new long that I'm passing on is BCRX. This is a play that, let's say if this was in 2003, I would freaking load up. If this was 2003, 2004, 98, 99, I would freaking load up, even though that today's move is due to a secondary. The gap up off the good results of their drug trial. I'm not even going to pretend like I know the information without it being right in front of my face. Was a great move. Tight consolidation on heavier volume yesterday, and a even higher volume move today. If it would have closed, let's say at 10:36, following the 10:25 open, I'm going to somehow try to maybe make RAX 0.5% and then shoot the moon at BCRX with a 0.5% of my position. but because it did close lower than its open, and I know it's a secondary, and I know for a fact that this base, technically it's still deep in the right side of a base. Here's a weekly chart. I would like to see it maybe move up a little bit more, build a handle, then get long. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's nothing I can do. So it's PXD, CL, RHP, REX for new longs, BIP 75% sell, EONC, cores, failure. I'll see you tomorrow. Aloha and thank you.